Hello, my name is Anne and this is Toby. And Toby is tired today, but we have a lot to tell you about. Don't we, Tobe? We have a lot to talk about. All the quilting business. Because I have been quilting like mad in the last 2 weeks and having such a good time. First, I'm going to tell, now I get the Sew Sampler box every month. And it was delayed and delayed and delayed. Like I signed up way back in May, and we didn't even get the May box till the middle of July, I think it was. And then we got the July box in August, and we've just got the June box in August, and we've just got the July box. And I was going to do an unboxing and show you what's in them all, but I've decided I'm not going to do that until I'm ready to actually start that project, make that project, because I have so many other things on the go. So I'm just talking to you today about the May Sew Sampler box, which is a beautiful pattern called Leaves, and the fabric, which is amazing, has little campers on it. So how about I'm just going to turn you around so you can check it out on my wall, because I'm currently working on it and I'm hoping to finish the leaves off today. So let me just show you. Okay, so here is what I've got so far on my design wall for the leaves pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, the May Sew Sampler subscription box. And this is my lovely design wall. And what it is it is a tablecloth that I got at the dollar shop. You know, one of them plastic vinyl tablecloths that has the backing on it. It's, I don't know, felt or something. I'm not quite sure. But it enables me to put the stuff up without a pin. And they just stick there. So if you're wanting to lay out your quilt to see how it's going to go or what direction or what colors you want everything, this is what you do. You put it up on here, and then once you have it sorted the way you want it, you can either take a photograph of the colors and then, or just take down, for example, if I was going to sew these two pieces here together, then I would just fold this over like this, take these two to the sewing machine and sew them, and then bring them back and put them back up, and then keep going till I had all of them sewn, and then you start doing row by row by row. Here is the next lot ready to go. So I have started, I've sewn all these pieces together, and I have sewn all the little, they have a name and I can't think what it is right now. Half square triangles together. There's several ways you can do a half square triangle. There's this way where you put the two squares together, and then you, so the two squares would be together, the light and the dark, and you draw a diagonal line from one corner to the other, then you sew on that corner, and then you cut off 1/4 of an inch the other side, and you just chuck out the little bit that's left, and then you press it open, and that's your half square triangle. So those are done. So now basically I have to sew this together, this bunch together, and these two together, which is the stem. Then come back and add that to this row. So then I'll have 3 rows. So then I'll sew this whole top row to the second row, and then that one to that one to make this small leaf. Then you sew this side on here onto those there. And then when that's complete, you sew that one onto there, and then you come up with that. So very cool. I'm really enjoying this pattern, which again is the Leaves quilt pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. Isn't that the best ever? Like, literally, when I thought of quilting, I literally thought all you were doing was cutting bits of fabric out and sewing them all back together again. I didn't realize you were sewing them back together in a certain way that would produce a pattern. And by using the different fabrics and the colors, you were then having this explosion of beauty. And that is just basically beautiful. Love it. So I'm really enjoying doing the May Sew Sampler box, which is leaves. I did order the background stuff. Let me just grab it out of my container here to show you. I bought all these plastic containers from Michael's, and each one of them, I think I got 5, each one of them is holding the particular fabric or pieces of my quilts. So I kind of think that might mean I have 5 on the go. So you could order this extra fabric, or you could use your own stash to make the quilt, because basically all you get is the jelly rolls to do the leaves themselves. But this is what came, and this is going to be, so this was the background fabric, which is just a white, I think it's a Riley Blake. Yeah, just a Riley Blake white. Riley Blake is a designer, I think. And then there is this one, which is going to be for the border going all around the edge of the leaves. And then this is the border itself, and was used also for the little stems of the leaves. So the finished quilt will look like this with the border going around the outside edge. So I'm really excited for that one. It's really, really pretty. The other thing I was working on, also from the Fat Quarter shop, is their sew along that's going on right now, and quilt along. So the sew along is the cross stitch, and it's the same pattern as the quilt. And I had showed you the fabric 2 weeks ago, and I actually am quite surprised I've actually finished it. I finished it yesterday. Now, I was away in Nova Scotia when it actually started, and let me see if I can get this so that you don't, and it is a mystery. So that was week 1. And that was when I was actually away, so I wasn't able to do it till I got back. Then the week after that was week 2, which are the pumpkin blocks. Then week 3 was the center, which was such a lot of cutting and sewing. And then week 4 is the whole thing put together with the borders on. Look at the border fabric. I love that. So I don't think I can go back any further, but it's really sweet. And this is going to go on my wall in my living room for the month of October when it's quilted. So that is awesome. I love it. So that is my Bats and Boos quilt, and the cross stitch is actually almost identical. But you will have seen that yesterday, because I am speeding along on that. Haven't finished that yet, but very nearly. Finally, in the quilting region, is I am doing this monthly subscription, which is using the Dorothy fabric, and it's from Cotton Cuts. And this is again a puzzle mystery. Now, the difference between a mystery quilt along and a puzzle mystery is that when you are working on a mystery quilt along, each week they just release a new block, and you don't know what that block is going to be until that week, right? So but you know what the finished block is going to look like. With the puzzle mystery, you get all the pieces sent to you and they're pre-cut, and you are going to end up with this. So I had to make 2 of these. So there is 1 and 2, or they're pinned together so that I know what they are, because at the very end, so imagine a jigsaw puzzle, and at the very end they're going to say 1C gets sewn with 5G, and then that way you end up knowing what your block is. But this isn't the block, this is just a puzzle piece, as are these 2 pieces. So this one is 1A, and there are 2 of these, and 1B, and there are 2 of those. So the difference, of course, is just that this is at one end on this block and it's on that end on that block. But we don't know where these are all going to go. It doesn't necessarily mean they will all sew up to each other to make the block. We just don't know, and we won't know until like month 10. So I'm excited to get my next puzzle pieces. They ship it on the 31st, I believe it is, of each month. So I haven't had the next month's yet. This was just month 1. So that's exciting. I'm very excited. Oh, and they also sent us a sew for the gold, because the quilt is called Olympia, and because of the Olympics. So we were given 5 pieces of squares of fabric and asked to make a block that would resemble the Olympic rings. And so here is my Olympic rings. Because I didn't know how to do rings, so I just did squares. Well, oblongs. And I don't know which way it'll go when I put it together, but there it is. And I'm going to put this on the back of the quilt and probably write down here the date and the name of the quilt. So in years and years and years to come, when my great-grandchildren wind up with this quilt, they'll know who made it and when I made it. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. This is a long video today. They're only supposed to be 10 minutes. But hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks for some more. I'm hoping I'll have finished the leaves and maybe have started a new quilt. Or 2. Talk to you later. Bye.